What's going on, Lego Maniacs? It's Ty, the Lego guy here, and welcome to another episode of the Blast from the Past catalog series. Today we're going all the way back to 2003. This has some of my most favorite Lego sets ever made inside. It was kind of an interesting year for Lego. Anyways, this one should get interesting, but enough talk, let's get right into it. And to kick us off, we'll show off the front cover a little bit more. As you can see, this is heavily influenced by the creator theme, along with Technic. This really reminds me of the 3-in-1 models. I guess they've been doing this type of stuff for years, which they have. And then inside, it says, what will you make? Getting into some of those basically 3-in-1 models. I'm very surprised to find out they've been doing this for almost or about 20 years as of 2023, right? So kind of cool. Not huge into this, but I will say it is creative. Moving to the next page, we have some more creator sets. This one really reminds me of a Bionicle or a mech, I guess. We know how Lego loves their mechs. And then moving on, kind of odd they don't have a table of contents. It's sort of a surprise. Then we have some more Technic inspired sets, along with sports. So if you guys are wondering, they had these really odd hockey looking dudes. This did not last too long. I don't own any of these sets. I don't know anyone that does own any of these sets, but kind of an interesting concept. If you guys do have one of these, let me know how it works. It looks like they have a shooting feature, which is kind of interesting. And again, these are heavily inspired by Bionicles, at least with the builds they're using. Simple Bionicles, I should say. And then we have some more sports. This is pretty cool. Check that out. A snowboarding set. Skateboarding that's skateboarding as well. I don't mind this theme. I really hope that one of these days they have a NFL theme. I think that'd be awesome. And then moving on, we got some NBA. These were interesting. A lot of weird stuff they were doing around this time period. I mean, you can just tell that from the minifigures. The reason why they were constructed like this was so they could shoot the ball, which was kind of cool. And they even had some NBA players right here. The thing is too, is after these guys retire, I guess people will still want the sets, but they'll become less popular, unfortunately. And then moving on, okay, we have the last year of adventurers. Orient Expedition was one of the strongest, in my opinion. It's such a great theme. Hopefully they give us another adventures theme again. I mean, that's just great. It's a mix of 1920s type vehicles with old historical looking buildings. I'm all for it. Then moving on, we have, another one of my favorite themes being Star Wars. This, in my opinion, is when Lego Star Wars started to get really, really good. Jabba's Palace, you may think it wasn't that great of a set, but it was pretty cool. You could combine it with these two smaller models. You get a lot of characters too. The ATTE looked pretty good. This Geonosis set also. I mean, this is when it started to get good. That AT-AT, one of my all-time favorite AT-ATs being the 4483. This Technic model even looks great. The Hellfire droid. Kind of kicking myself I didn't buy this back in the day, but when you're a kid, you only have so much money. But yeah, fun fact, this was the very first Hellfire droid ever made, and probably the best looking one, but it is much bigger than the Hellfire droids we've got after this one. Moving on, we have, this was an interesting concept. All these miniature Lego Star Wars sets, if you owned all four, you could make a Y-Wing, which is kind of cool. Same thing goes for these other mini collections. I do own the pod racing one. And then we have the original Harry Potter theme. Basic by today's standards, but I still think that they weren't terrible looking sets. The castle sets really haven't been improved all that much, maybe a bit, but still, these are pretty good is what I'm saying. And then moving on, we have, the original Spider-Man theme. I really wanted every single set in this page, even the, especially the lab. I just thought that was really cool. You could switch out Osborn and make him the Green Goblin. They're quite expensive too nowadays. And then we have Lego Discovery. Interesting concept. That space shuttle looks quite cool. along with the original Saturn V moon mission. And then moving to the next page, we have some Technic sets. Okay, these are Technic, but they're not. Some of them are Technic, some of them are not. Interesting concept. Okay, this is racers. It's an interesting idea. You have a Lego racetrack. I didn't really know that this existed. That's kind of cool. I wonder if it is motorized. Huh. Alright, well then moving on to the next page. We have Bionicle. For those of you that like Bionicle, I used to own all 6 of these, and they were pretty cool. I'm definitely not a hater of Bionicle. I know some people are. I think some of the fans can be toxic, but I think Bionicles on their own are pretty cool looking models. They even had the Bionicle game in DVD and VHS. They still had VHSs in 2003. And then we have some more Bionicle sets. I own this one. I own this one as well. And this one. And all these guys. Still, I really wish I still own them, but I ended up getting rid of them. Kind of kicking myself for that now. If you guys are ever thinking about getting rid of your Lego, don't, because generally you'll regret it, like me. And then we have some World City. This is interesting. So before there was Town, then I guess there was World City, and then after World City, they just made it City. Kind of weird they'd make it World City. Just make it simpler, and that's what they did. We have a train set, and then these really weird spy botics. Looks like they have cameras. I'm imagining they have cameras and the remote control. Interesting idea. Again, they just tried a lot of different stuff in 2003. And then here we have the 4+ theme. So junior Lego sets have been around for a long time. I think this was the first 4+ sets that we ever got, or at least when that concept kind of started. Again, there's Jack. Oh, okay, this is Jack Stone, or at least it looks like Jack Stone, but they just called it 4+ themes. And then we have Legoland. Believe it or not, I've never been to Legoland. I really would like to go. And then we have the video game section, PlayStation 2 and GameCube. So much nostalgia. Galador, one of the worst Lego themes ever made. I wouldn't mind getting this racer set though. I do have a GameCube. I'll probably try and get that game. And then we have the Lego Mania magazine. I believe this was one of the last years, or that had been done away with. They have the Lego magazine. That as well has been done away with, but I think they got their inspiration from the Lego Maniac magazines, or Mania. I forget which one it was, one of the two. And then, yeah, you could join the Lego Club. And here we have Johnny Thunder. But yeah, that pretty well does the catalog. As always, let me know what your favorite set is in here. My 2 favorites are going to be the 2003 AT-AT along with the Adventurers Dragon Fortress. I think those are very hard to beat. Interesting year for Lego. It's kind of all over the place. They had some odd stuff and a lot of really cool stuff. That's basically how I'd summarize 2003. But that pretty well does this Blast from the Past catalog episode. But if you liked it, leave it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing. And click that bell so you're notified for any future catalog episodes. Really like doing this. It is a blast from the past, but that pretty well does the video again. But thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.